packed your bag like you always do. Same toiletries you've carried for years. Same electronics that cleared security dozens of times. Same everyday items that never caused problems before. You're confident. You're prepared. You know the rules. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. In early 2025, TSA quietly updated their prohibited items list without any public announcement. No press releases. No notifications to travelers. No updates to their official website for weeks after the changes went into effect. Items that were perfectly legal to carry yesterday are now getting confiscated today. Things you've brought on hundreds of flights are suddenly banned without warning. And the worst part? TSA agents at different airports are enforcing these new rules inconsistently. What gets through security in Chicago gets confiscated in Denver. Stick around, because item number 4 is something 80% of business travelers carry every single day. They're seizing thousands of them weekly, and most people don't find out until they're already at the checkpoint. Let's jump in. Banned item number 9. Portable blenders and food processors. You brought a personal smoothie blender. Small, compact, perfect for making protein shakes in your hotel room. It's been approved by TSA for 3 years. You've carried it through dozens of airports without any issues. Not anymore. As of January 2025, TSA reclassified portable blenders as potential improvised weapons due to their detachable blade assemblies. The new rule covers any battery-powered device with removable cutting blades, regardless of size. Here's what most people have no idea about. The ban isn't just about the blades. It's about the lithium battery combined with the metal components, creating what they call a dual-use security risk. One fitness influencer flying from Miami to Los Angeles had her $200 portable blender confiscated in March. She'd carried the exact same model through TSA checkpoints 47 times in 2024. The agent told her the rules changed recently, but couldn't specify when. She missed her connection arguing with supervisors about an item that was legal when she packed it. And the worst part? Different airports are enforcing this rule differently. Phoenix agents are confiscating everything with removable blades. Atlanta agents are only flagging devices over a certain wattage. Chicago agents seem unaware the rule even exists. If you travel with portable blenders, protein shake makers, or mini food processors, check them in your luggage or leave them at home. Don't gamble with items that might be banned depending on which airport you're flying through. Don't say we didn't warn you. Banned item number 8. Smart water bottles with electronics. You brought your high-tech water bottle. Temperature display, hydration tracking, Bluetooth connectivity to your fitness app. It's just a water bottle with some electronics, right? You've been carrying it for months. Wrong. TSA now flags smart water bottles as electronic surveillance devices if they contain any connectivity features, sensors, or data storage capabilities. The new classification treats them as potential security risks rather than simple beverage containers. Here's the kicker that's catching everyone. The ban includes bottles with any electronic components, even if they're not connected to the internet. Temperature sensors? Banned. LED displays? Banned. Bluetooth connectivity? Definitely banned. This next detail will shock you. Even water bottles with simple digital thermometers are getting confiscated because agents can't quickly verify what other capabilities they might have. If it has any electronic component visible, it's now subject to additional screening or confiscation. A tech executive in Seattle had his $150 smart water bottle seized because it had a small display showing water temperature. The TSA agent said electronic devices in liquid containers were no longer permitted in the cabin. He'd been using the same bottle for his weekly flights for 8 months. Suddenly, one Tuesday morning, it was contraband. The most frustrating part? Regular water bottles are still fine. But add any electronic component and you're risking confiscation with no clear appeal process. Stick to basic, non-electronic water bottles. Your hydration tracking can wait until you're off the plane. Most people have no idea that adding technology to everyday items can make them suddenly prohibited. Banned item number 7. Wireless charging pads and stands. You packed your wireless charging pad. Small, flat, perfect for keeping your phone charged during long layovers. It's been in your carry-on for years. Never caused problems, never triggered additional screening. That's over now. TSA updated their electronics rules to flag wireless charging devices as potentially modified electronic equipment. The concern isn't about the charging function. It's about what else might be hidden inside devices that don't require direct cable connections. And the worst part? The rule is being interpreted differently at every airport. Some agents are confiscating all wireless chargers. Others are only flagging fast-charging models. Some are allowing charging pads but banning charging stands because they look more complex. Here's what most travelers miss. Wireless charging technology uses electromagnetic fields, which TSA's new guidelines classify as signal generation capability. Any device that generates electromagnetic signals now gets additional scrutiny. One consultant flying from Boston to San Francisco had his wireless charging stand confiscated because the agent said it could potentially interfere with aircraft electronics. The same device that he'd carried through security 30 times in 2024. He asked to speak to a supervisor. The supervisor confirmed the new rule, but couldn't provide any written documentation or official guidance. The charging pad he bought to replace it also got confiscated 2 weeks later at a different airport, where they said the rule applied to all wireless charging devices, not just stands. Your safest bet is regular cable chargers only. The wireless convenience isn't worth the risk of confiscation and missed flights. Don't say we didn't warn you. Banned item number 6. Multi-tool credit card devices. You have a credit card-sized multi-tool. Fits perfectly in your wallet. Small screwdriver, tiny blade, bottle opener. It's been legal for years because the blade is under the size limit and the tool is flat enough to pass inspection. Not anymore. TSA reclassified these devices as concealable multi-purpose tools in their January 2025 update. The new rule bans any flat implement that combines multiple functions, regardless of individual component size. Here's what they're really concerned about: the concealment factor. These tools are designed to look like credit cards, which makes them harder for agents to identify during screening. And the worst part? The rule applies retroactively to tools that were previously approved. This next case will blow your mind. A project manager in Denver had a credit card multi-tool that he'd carried through TSA PreCheck for 4 years without any issues. Same tool, same wallet, same screening process. In February 2025, it got flagged and confiscated. The agent told him that thin profile tools were no longer permitted because they were too difficult to detect consistently. 4 years of approved travel. One day, suddenly contraband. The most frustrating part? Regular multi-tools with obvious profiles are still allowed if they meet size requirements. But make the same tool flat and wallet size, and it's now banned. Remove any credit card style tools from your wallet before traveling. The convenience of having tools that don't take up space isn't worth the hassle of confiscation. Most people have no idea that making tools more convenient can make them more illegal. Banned item number 5. Portable coffee grinders. You brought your travel coffee grinder. Small, manual, perfect for making fresh coffee in hotel rooms. You're not trusting hotel coffee anymore, and you've been carrying this grinder for 2 years without problem. That grinding capability just became a liability. TSA now categorizes manual coffee grinders as mechanical processing devices with sharp components. The new classification treats them the same as other devices with grinding or cutting mechanisms. Here's what most coffee lovers don't realize. It's not just about the grinding blades. It's about the mechanical advantage created by the grinding mechanism, which TSA considers a potential weapon enhancement tool. And the enforcement is completely inconsistent across airports. One coffee enthusiast flying from Portland to New York had his grinder confiscated in March. The agent said manual grinders were no longer permitted due to potential weapon modification capability. He asked what that meant. The agent couldn't explain, but said the rule was recent and clear. The same traveler bought an identical grinder and tried flying through a different airport 2 weeks later. No problems, same device, different interpretation. This next detail will shock you. Electric coffee grinders are still allowed in some cases because they're classified as electronic devices rather than manual tools. But manual grinders, which seem less threatening, are now banned because of their mechanical components. The logic doesn't make sense, but the confiscations are real. If you want fresh coffee while traveling, consider pre-ground options or hotel room brewing methods that don't require grinding equipment. Your perfect travel coffee setup isn't worth missing flights over equipment confiscation. Don't say we didn't warn you. If this happened to you or someone you know, we want to hear it. The inconsistencies across airports are bigger than you think. Banned item number 4. Backup phone batteries over 10,000 milliamp hours. You brought your high-capacity power bank. 20,000 milliamp hour capacity. Perfect for keeping all your devices charged during long travel days. It's been approved by airlines for years, clearly labeled with capacity specifications. That capacity just made it contraband. TSA quietly lowered the allowable capacity for portable batteries from 26,800 milliamp hours to 10,000 milliamp hours without public announcement. Power banks over the new limit are now classified as excessive energy storage devices. This is the item that 80% of business travelers carry every single day, and TSA is seizing thousands of them weekly. Here's what most people have no idea about. The rule change wasn't driven by safety concerns. It was implemented because high-capacity batteries were being used to conceal other prohibited items inside modified cases. And the worst part? The 10,000 milliamp hour limit isn't clearly posted anywhere obvious. Most travelers are finding out when their battery gets confiscated. One sales director flying from Chicago to Miami had her 15,000 milliamp hour power bank seized in April. She'd carried the exact same battery on 73 flights in 2024 without any issues. The agent told her that batteries over 10,000 milliamp hours were no longer permitted in the cabin. When she asked when the rule changed, he said recently, but couldn't provide specifics. She missed her connection because she spent 40 minutes arguing with supervisors who confirmed the rule, but couldn't explain why it changed or when. This next revelation will blow your mind. Some airports are still allowing batteries up to the old 26,800 milliamp hour limit because their agents haven't received updated training. Other airports are being even more restrictive and flagging batteries over 8,000 milliamp hours. The enforcement is so inconsistent that you might get through security with a high-capacity battery in one direction and have it confiscated on your return flight. Check your power bank capacity before traveling. If it's over 10,000 milliamp hours, either check it in your luggage or buy a smaller one. Your device charging needs aren't worth the risk of confiscation and missed flights. Most business travelers are completely unaware their everyday power banks are now prohibited. Banned item number 3. Magnetic phone accessories. You have magnetic accessories for your phone. Car mount, desktop stand, wallet attachment. Simple magnetic accessories that make your phone more convenient to use. They've never caused security issues before. Those magnets just triggered new security protocols. TSA updated their rules to flag any strong magnetic devices as potential electronic interference equipment. The concern is that powerful magnets could affect aircraft navigation systems or security screening equipment. Here's what catches most travelers. The rule applies to any accessory with rare earth magnets or neodymium magnets, which includes most modern magnetic phone accessories. And the worst part? TSA agents don't have clear guidance on how to test magnet strength, so many are just confiscating anything that appears magnetic. This next case is unbelievable. A marketing manager flying from Las Vegas to Detroit had her magnetic phone wallet confiscated because the agent said strong magnets were no longer allowed. The wallet held her credit cards and had been through security dozens of times. When she asked how they determined the magnet was too strong, the agent said they couldn't test it on site, so they had to assume it violated the new guidelines. The magnetic phone mount in her carry-on? That was fine, apparently, because it looked less powerful. Same technology, different appearance, different enforcement. The most frustrating part? The rule seems to apply only to obvious magnetic accessories. Speakers with magnets, headphones with magnetic components, and tablets with magnetic covers are still allowed. But make the magnetic component designed for phone attachment, and suddenly it's a security risk. Remove magnetic phone accessories before traveling, or be prepared for inconsistent enforcement and possible confiscation. Your phone convenience accessories aren't worth the travel disruption. Most people have no idea that adding magnets to everyday items can make them suddenly prohibited. Banned item number 2. Personal safety alarms. You carry a personal safety alarm. Small, loud, designed to attract attention in emergencies. It's been recommended by security experts, carried by millions of travelers, and never caused airport issues. That safety device just became a security threat. TSA reclassified personal alarms as acoustic disruption devices in early 2025. The new rule treats them as potential tools for creating distraction during security incidents. Here's what most people don't understand. It's not about the alarm itself. It's about the potential for coordinated use of multiple alarms to create confusion during other security events. And the enforcement is completely unpredictable. Some agents are confiscating all personal alarms. Others are only flagging alarms over a certain decibel rating. Some are allowing keychain alarms, but banning wrist-worn alarms. This next detail will shock you. A college student flying from Austin to New York had her personal safety alarm confiscated because the agent said noise-making devices could be used to mask other illegal activities. The same alarm that campus security had recommended for her safety was suddenly classified as a potential security threat. She asked to speak to a supervisor. The supervisor confirmed that personal alarms were recently added to the prohibited items list, but couldn't explain the security rationale. The most ironic part? The alarm was designed to make her safer, but carrying it made her look suspicious to security personnel. One woman's safety device became another woman's red flag behavior. If you carry personal safety alarms, leave them at home when flying or check them in your luggage. The safety benefit doesn't outweigh the risk of security complications. Don't say we didn't warn you. Banned item number 1, smart luggage locks. You upgraded to a smart luggage lock, Bluetooth enabled, app controlled, perfect for tracking your luggage and getting notifications when it's open. It seemed like the future of travel security. That smart technology just made your lock illegal. TSA now prohibits any luggage lock with electronic components, wireless connectivity, or digital interfaces. The new rule classifies them as tracking and surveillance devices, rather than simple security locks. Here's what most travelers miss. The ban includes any lock that can communicate with external devices, store data, or be controlled remotely. Features that seemed like security improvements are now treated as security risks. And the worst part? The rule applies even if the electronic features are turned off or the battery is dead. This final case will blow your mind. A frequent business traveler flying from San Francisco to New York had his $120 smart lock confiscated in March. He'd used smart locks for 3 years on over 200 flights without any issues. The TSA agent said electronic locks were no longer permitted because they could be used for unauthorized tracking or surveillance. When he pointed out that his lock was designed to prevent theft, not enable surveillance, the agent said the potential for misuse made all electronic locks prohibited. 3 years of approved travel, hundreds of successful flights. One day, suddenly his security upgrade became a security violation. The most frustrating part? Regular combination locks and key locks are still perfectly legal. But add any electronic component to improve security and the lock becomes prohibited. Your smart luggage security isn't worth the risk of confiscation and travel delays. Stick to basic, non-electronic locks that can't be remotely monitored or controlled. Now, most travelers have no idea that making their luggage more secure can make them look more suspicious. The pattern behind the bans. Here's what connects all of these newly prohibited items. They're all everyday objects that have been enhanced with technology, connectivity, or advanced features. Items that were perfectly legal become contraband when they're made smarter or more convenient. TSA's new approach treats technological enhancement as inherently suspicious. Any device that does more than its basic function gets additional scrutiny or outright prohibition. The pattern is clear. Simple devices are allowed, enhanced devices are banned. Basic water bottle, fine. Smart water bottle, banned. Regular lock, allowed. Smart lock, prohibited. Standard phone charger, no problem. Wireless charger, confiscated. The message is that TSA wants travelers to use the most basic, least sophisticated version of everything. And here's the key insight that most people miss. These rules changes are being implemented without public notification because TSA classifies them as operational security updates rather than policy changes. They don't announce new prohibitions because they consider advance warning a security risk. Your first notification that something is banned is when it gets confiscated at the checkpoint. What they're not telling you. These rule changes aren't random or arbitrary. They're part of a coordinated effort to reduce the number of sophisticated devices in airport security areas. The goal is to limit potential tools that could be used for surveillance, coordination, or disruption. but the implementation is so inconsistent that travelers are getting caught in a system where the rules change faster than the training. Different airports are enforcing different interpretations of the same rules. Agents at the same airport are making different decisions about identical items. Supervisors are confirming rules they can't fully explain or document. The result is a travel environment where previously safe items can suddenly become contraband without warning. The real impact. These undocumented rule changes are costing travelers thousands of dollars in confiscated items and missed flights. Business travelers are losing expensive electronics they've carried for years. Frequent flyers are having their carefully curated travel setups disrupted by arbitrary enforcement. Families are discovering that children's safety devices are now classified as security threats. The financial impact goes beyond the cost of confiscated items. Missed connections, rebooking fees, and additional travel time are creating massive hidden costs for travelers who have no way to prepare for rules they don't know exist. Final warning. The most important thing to understand is that these changes are accelerating. TSA is updating prohibited items lists monthly without public announcements. Items that are legal today might be banned tomorrow. The enforcement is getting stricter, not more lenient. Agents are being trained to err on the side of confiscation rather than approval. Appeals processes are being reduced rather than expanded. Your best defense is to travel with the most basic, least sophisticated versions of everything. Don't enhance, don't upgrade, don't add features. Simple, boring, basic items get through security. Enhanced, smart, convenient items get confiscated. If you've had items confiscated that were previously allowed, drop your story in the comments below. We're tracking these cases and documenting the pattern of undocumented rule changes. Remember, they change the rules without telling you. Stay basic, stay boring, stay legal. Don't say we didn't warn you.